They don't want you to win. They never, ever, ever want you to win. Ever. Guys, I can bring back so many times, so many memories within my journey, let alone fitness, just life in general, man. Where there's people just around you making subtle comments, backhanded compliments, giving you promises that they never fulfilled on their end. And it all simply comes down to they don't want you to win. They don't want you to rise above. They want to keep you the same. They want to keep you the same because the thought of you being above, the thought of you taking action, the thought of you leading, the thought of you succeeding, they don't want to see that. They don't want to know what that would be like. They don't want to see that at all. They never will want to see that. But it's up to you. It's up to you to decide whether you accept that reality or you go and create one for your own self and truly live the life that you want. You truly live the life that you see yourself at this level and continuously rising, helping others along the way. Shifting your identity is something that you couldn't even relate to back in the years because you were staying level-headed with what those naysayers saw you as, below, beneath. It's not until you make that decision for yourself to really say, yo, I'm more than this. I deserve more. There's changes I need to make, and there's people around me who I just need to get rid of. Guys, mostly throughout my life, man, whether it became friends, whether it became family, whether it became jobs, man, it's like once I accepted for myself that everything's my fault. Everything's my fault. No matter my situation, no matter if my parents divorced and I didn't get to live the lifestyle that most high schoolers got. Whether it was maybe I wasn't getting treated as such compared to certain coworkers that I was working with, but I was working twice as hard. Or simply just letting certain people in my friend groups downplay my goals and ambitions. Simply the fact because they didn't believe in me. They thought that it was just in one year, out the other. They didn't even care. They didn't even believe me. And that's the people who I had around me. Those are the people I had around me. Or whether it's family telling you that if you're not, for example, I remember my pops one day, we were driving by this field, the soccer field, when I told him I was switching to wanting to play soccer over running. And I remember he told me, driving by this field, he's like, if you're not here playing this game, you'll never make it in this game of soccer. Now, had I listened to him and stopped my pursuit of playing that sport, then at that moment, it's like I wouldn't have gone and tried out for the high school. I wouldn't have gone and continued playing in club. I wouldn't even be able to be recruited as I did even after high school. I wouldn't have a chance to play college soccer. I wouldn't have the opportunity that I did 2 years ago or 3 years ago of winning a MASCAC conference championship 30 minutes away from my hometown if I listened to his advice right there. And I'm telling you guys, it's got to be the same thing. If you got big dreams, big goals, don't listen to these naysayers. They don't want you to win. Sometimes it's your own family. Sometimes it's your own family. But you got to realize that they had different experiences. So you going after something different at your age compared to theirs seems like complete delusion. But it's not. You should have those aspirations. You should have those dreams because they did too. And maybe things didn't go the way it planned. But that doesn't mean it's too late for you. I'll tell you another story. I remember one time I used to work at a bar. You know, this is, got finally had the opportunity to work. Get accepted to a job. I was job hunting for like a minute now. I was looking for something to just kind of like kickstart back my life, as far as in finances. I was in college at this time, so any money could really be helpful as far as my situation, with even little stuff like food or, anything around as far as like going outside of campus. But got this opportunity, work at a bar. I was there. Well, I made sure when I checked in, whatever the case may be, I'll get anything done, as far as just like if I get proper instruction, if I follow whatever is needed. I always didn't like to joke around when it came to work, guys. Like, especially in the very beginning, I'm huge on first impressions and just letting the bosses know that, like when I clock in, I'm here to work. I don't play around my phone. I literally I'll put it on a table somewhere or just like right by the register or something or a counter. Not even touch it. I don't even want the perception of me just not taking this job serious. Always rolled that way with whatever job. And working day in, day out, there was opportunity opened up very soon because this bar was new. And I had and there was an opportunity to be a bartender right from jump. Start learning, start practicing, and showing up on time, all that. And later on, those efforts seemed to catch the eye of the manager. As well as there's two bosses, and one of them told the manager that he liked how I was operating as far as just like when I clock in, everything good. Other boss, not too much, not really favorite. I didn't communicate with him much, so there was no real built connection. But he was only one that he was the one that hired me. That's about it. That's as far as the connection was between me and him. But the other one, he really appreciated how I rolled. He liked how I showed up on time, made sure like every time I clocked in, like I was just on it, and one day I got a text from the manager saying, "Hey, how do you feel about starting training as a bartender? Get you going real soon. We're a few short and we'd love to accelerate that process for you rather than being a bar back." And I was ecstatic, hyped. I told him like, absolutely, because I'm all about challenges. Any job I go to, as long as there's an opportunity for growth, even if it seems scary or any of that, I'll jump on it 100%. So I was about it, texting him back, being like, yep, I'm willing to learn whatever it takes. Moments after that, a week after, girl got hired new. immediately became the bartender. That opportunity was gone. 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 And you know, when I clocked in, I didn't, honestly, to be honest, guys, I didn't even ask about it. I saw the situation. I kind of knew what everything was about. And I said, you know what? I'm good. But sometimes, to bring it back to my point, sometimes even at certain jobs, putting in the work, putting in the effort, and in some cases, you're not seen. You're not prioritized. Maybe sometimes the job isn't for you. Maybe specifically the job spot isn't for you. Because it seems as though you working twice as hard doesn't matter in some cases. But the one thing I don't want you guys to do in those moments is bitch, complain, and just be like, oh, fuck, this isn't fair. No. Life isn't fair. But at the end of the day, guys, we gotta look out for ourselves. So just understand when moments like that happen, just come up with a new plan, you know? Whether that's working twice as hard and, you know, just keep going, kind of like how I did, but I eventually ended up, it wasn't a long-term thing for me anyways, but if it was, I either just sit, you know, keep at it, you know, work diligently, ask questions, not bring up the opportunity. That's the last thing you want to do because now you seem desperate. But just understand, like, don't bitch, don't complain. If you want to venture out somewhere new, take the experience, learn as much as you can, find an opportunity at somewhere different. And who knows? Sometimes, guys, it's a switch in environment. It could be doing the exact same thing, but a switch in environment. Because you understand that, you know what? If I know I'm doing everything according to plan, showing up on time, not missing a beat, asking questions, just having hunger for more and more and pushing yourself and learning, always be learning daily of what you can improve on, what you can do better. And you just see that the environment around you isn't allowing you to succeed. Sometimes you just gotta say, you know what? Let me take this experience and knowledge elsewhere and see if I can thrive in that environment. That's what you gotta do in those moments, guys. That's what you have to do. Straight up. And bringing it back to another point, man, when it comes to your friends. Guys, I've wasted so many years keeping around certain friends who just never had no ambition, guys. Never had no ambitions. It was just like hanging out, wasting a bunch of time, talking about some bullshit. But every time I noticed that, I would bring up something, just, let's do something more, guys. It's, you know, like, let's try to make some opportunity off of something. It would always be dead silent. Dead silent. Or even worse, during my careers of sports and all that stuff, I never had no family watching my games, any of that stuff. I'd have to show up, either drive, sometimes during my club years, I would have to drive to the games. There was no meals afterward anyway. I'd be driving straight back for hours. But the games that were around local, and I asked some individual friends to, you know, be there, come by, support, you know, if they had time, you know, be respectful of theirs. Okay, I'll tell you guys, you want to know the amount of games that any of those people showed up? 0. Goose egg. Goose egg. None. And the worst part about those moments when it came to games or anything that came to just support me simply, when I would do the same for them, go out of my way, check my schedule and see if I had an opening to be able to make it, putting all this effort and not receiving the same thing back. And the saddest part about, when individuals didn't show up to those games, especially when they're a local buy, it was the fact that a complete stranger, a parent of one of my teammates, coming up to me at the end of the season and being like, seeing you through these games and seeing how much you improved ever since joining this team. We always loved and we're always excited to see you play. The way you just carry yourself, the way you bring energy to the team, especially from these guys playing years on end and you just being an additional part of that team and really just having a positive influence. Like, I just want to say I really appreciate you. I really appreciate having you on this team. And best of luck to wherever you go, as far as whether it's college or anywhere. I know you'll succeed. To hear that from a complete stranger, but never receiving any of that amongst the people I had around me, not even my family. That really made me understand that the people around me didn't give a fuck. Point blank. The people around me did not give a fuck. And you know why? Because they always wanted to keep me at level. They never wanted to see me rise above. They never had the best interest at heart because they didn't give a fuck, guys. They didn't give a fuck. People don't want to see you fucking grow. And you know what? That's okay. But what's not okay is for you to stand there and just take it. And just be okay with it. And tell yourself in your head that, you know what? Maybe I'm not just meant for more. Maybe this is where I should be. Because this is where people want me. And I think by then that's how people will accept me. Fuck that. Fuck that. Because for the same people who don't want you to elevate, they're strangers just like that parent waiting for you, knowing that you have the potential to succeed, to elevate, to grow more and be more. And there's a lot more people like that. The moment you realize that most of the people don't want you to, the people around you don't want you to rise. And you just say, you know what? Forget these people. I'm going to just leave them behind. Because you know what? I know I'm meant for more. I know I need to change. I know I can grow and elevate. I know that I can reach, I can go so far in this life and try new things and see what I'm good at. And really just push myself in that area day in, day out, without needing the approval of others, but knowing that there's others waiting for you. Others who really want to see you shine and progress and just be aroused by the trials and tribulations that you went through and be a huge inspiration to them. Once you realize that no one, all those motherfuckers around you, doubting you, trying to put you in a box, keep you there. once you realize that those people have no fucking purpose or interest of you fucking growing and leveling up, get rid of them immediately. Get rid of them. They don't want you to succeed. And until you make that initial step, you'll always stay the same. You'll always stay the same. Within a year, 2, 5, next thing you know, you're 40 and you look back and be like, fuck. These motherfuckers never wanted to see me grow. But now it's too late. But that doesn't have to be your reality right now. And even if it's at that moment, I still say fuck it. It's never too late, guys. It's never too late. But don't wait. If that sounded like your life right now, and you want to make some fucking changes, and you see more for yourself, please, starting today, bro, get rid of those dudes. Anything that doesn't involve leveling you up, growing you as a person. If you got people saying that you can't, or holding your success, they just want to keep you where you're at, and they don't want you to grow and fucking fulfill your dreams. Go after that shit. Go after that shit. I'm telling you right now, go after that shit. When I moved out here from my hometown, telling absolutely nobody. For me, guys, I went after my dreams. Seriously. I said, there's nothing left for me here. There's nothing left for me here. And most of the time, the people who I associate with or around me, I just felt like I cannot level up and grow as a person if I stay here for the rest of my life. And when I made that decision to move out completely and say, fuck it, I'm gonna go after my shit, things in my life just started to change. Not only with my discipline, even my surrounding. Now I'm in a period of time, now I'm in a moment in my life where people are looking at me, seeing my discipline, seeing my work, asking me how. I inspired others to go back to school because of talks I've had with them, showing them that there's more to life. And you don't have to let your family circumstances or what people say dictate your actions. I got other people asking me, Juma, I'm in this situation. What should I do? And they know how I carry myself. And they know that I don't give bullshit answers because they can tell by my demeanor that I'll tell them the truth, whether it hurts them or not. And they want that. People want that because they can respect that and be like, you know what? I know if I listen to this man, my life will elevate. And I got people asking me, Juma, what do I do? And I'll simply tell them, you got to get rid of this, and keep it simple, just like that. And they ask me, is it that simple? I say, yes, it is. Because the less distractions you have, the less people know, the less bullshit you have to fucking encounter on a day-to-day. Completely. The less bullshit you have to deal with on a day-to-day, and then you can actually focus and do what you need in terms of business, your career, your passion. You can fully go after those things with no distractions, with no haters amongst you, keeping your peace, keeping your solitude, making sure that you're becoming who you need to be. That way, if you allow when people come to you, enter your life, you can actually have a positive impact in theirs. Rather than screwing around, fucking off, and talking about bullshit that doesn't even fucking matter. This life waits for nobody. But it's up to you to make that decision for yourself and not let others dictate whatever you do. It may seem scary at first. It may seem lost, but I'm telling you, you're not the only one. But what I am telling you is it's up to you to make that change. And I'm telling you, sooner rather than later. You don't want to play catch up later on in your 30s, especially in this era, man. You don't want to play catch up in your 30s. And that's if you just stay single and, you just wasted years. And it's not to say that maybe in certain circumstances, you have problems with your family, or let's say, God forbid, you have a kid and then you're not with that so-and-so partner and you got to pay child support. Look, it's going to be a lot harder for you, but you can still make those subtle changes as far as what bullshit can you eliminate? Who do I need to hang around less? What can I do to change my circumstances for the better? Those options are still available to you. It's going to be a little harder, but the sooner you take action, the better. But guys, I just wanted to share that with you to really understand that, no one ever, the people who don't want to see you succeed or win will never want you to succeed or win or rise above. But you have to make that decision. Starting today, you have to make that decision for yourself, for your future partner, for your future family. And to have people amongst you. The right people amongst you to hold you down, to keep you accountable. Those are the people you want around you. To motivate you, to just look around and be like, you know what? Man, I got my brothers by my side. And as long as, I know they ain't on some fuck shit, and I know they'll keep me accountable just the same way I do to them. That's who I want around me. That's who I want by my side. Because you are the five sum of the people you hang around. You are. So if you're if all your friends and family and fucking all four people are losers and you're hanging around that, you're gonna be the fifth loser. You're gonna be the fifth complainer. You don't want that. So rise above and take action. And get rid of the bullshit, bro. We got no time to play games. And that's all I wanted to share for today's video, guys. Hey, if you got any moments as far as work, people, friends, jobs, any experiences, share those down below, guys. I want to see your side of the story, see where you're at in life, man. So share those down below. I want to see what's going on as far as anything, see if I can help. But as always, if you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back for more, guys. I'll see you.